Nissan has released all of the new upgrades that they're making to the 2022 model Leaf. Have they turned over a new Leaf? Or is it the same old Leaf, just with a couple of new colors painted on top? Well, you know what? I've got to say, I'm very, very disappointed. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome to all you new subscribers. Welcome back to everyone else. Great to have you here. We have made more than 1,000 videos over the last, about 8 months. So make sure you check out some of those videos. Nissan, what are they doing with the Leaf? Seriously? Not much. Now, there's one big issue with the Leaf that I was hoping Nissan would address. Honestly, I was really hoping they would address it, because if they did address it, then it could make it a good car. But they didn't. And frankly, I have to say I'm shocked. But let's have a look at what Nissan did do, and then let's talk about what they didn't do. Now, ahead of orders that open on March the 1st, the 2022 Nissan Leaf will arrive in the UK and Europe and Australia and many markets with a refreshed exterior look. They've slightly changed the exterior. 2022 models will have new cheese grater alloy wheels, Nissan brand badges. The badges are a little bit different, and new exterior color choices. Now, the actual new model Nissan Leaf, as in the model Nissan have been working on, isn't actually due until 2025. So we're looking at 3 years that Nissan are going to have to stick out with this car. How do you think they're going to go with sales for the next 3 years with this car? Well, I'll tell you what I think in a minute, and then please let me know in the comment section below what you think. The updated Leaf will arrive globally in the second half of 2022, but here in Australia, it's going to arrive, I think, around about July. I think in Europe, around about April, May. Now, here in Australia, the current Leaf costs around 55,000 Australian dollars. So just under 40,000 US dollars. That's the key. Well, that's one of the key reasons why it's not really selling right now. However, getting to this new model, it's got a blacked out front fascia, 16 and 17 inch cheese grater wheels, 2 new exterior paint color options, universal blue and magnetic blue. Those colors were both seen on the Nissan Qashqai and the Ariya, and it will continue with the same batteries. It has 2 different battery packs, delivering up to 385 kilometers of range, so around about 260 miles, on the stricter WLTP cycle. But that is only on the long-range E Plus model. Unfortunately, there won't be any changes to either the batteries or the motors. So both versions of the current 2021 model Nissan Leaf are powered by a single electric motor driving the front wheels. That's hooked up to a lithium-ion battery pack, a lithium ternary battery pack, not LFP batteries. The standard Leaf features a 110 kilowatt, 320 newton meter e-motor and a 40 kilowatt hour battery, while the E Plus, the long-range version, has a 160 kilowatt and 340 newton meter motor and a 62 kilowatt hour battery. I think both of those specifications are not too bad, but for the price, you would expect better, to be honest. It's nearly the price of a standard range Tesla Model 3, which has a significantly better specifications. And it comes with an LFP battery pack, which will give the car, even more range. Now, updated European spec Nissan Leaf models will continue to offer ProPilot semi-autonomous driving mode and Amazon Alexa integration through the Nissan Connect app, but Australian spec models, and I don't know, some other countries won't get those features, and they still won't in 2022. Has anything changed in the interior? No, the interior will carry over from last year's model. The interior comes with an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, as you guys know, the Nissan Leaf, it's seen as one of the original mainstream electric vehicles, with its first generation launched at the end of 2010. When Carlos Ghosn, now fugitive, hiding away somewhere in the Middle East, Lebanon, I believe, used to head the company. And I think back then, Nissan were looking like pointed more in the right direction. Since then, they haven't done much with the Leaf. It was a good car back in 2010. Today, it's, to be honest, pretty atrocious for what it is. Let's be honest. Facts are facts. If you just took this company to China and compared it against, maybe 50 different Chinese models, which all are cheaper, you have to say it's inferior in a number of ways. The biggest problem with this car still does not have battery management. Now, this wouldn't be a big deal if the batteries were LFP batteries. It probably wouldn't really matter. Battery degradation with LFP battery packs that don't have thermal management is not a big deal. But with the Nissan Leaf, the reason why second-hand models are worth peanuts is because it's well known in the industry that these battery packs, they're not the best. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not terrible. They've certainly improved them, but still the lack of having thermal management leads to the perception or the reality, depending on how you drive it and where you drive it and various other factors, is that the battery packs are not going to last all that long, or certainly nowhere near as long as other vehicles that cost a similar price or even cheaper in some cases. Now, the disappointing thing about this is the fact that they've actually sold more than 577,000 over its lifespan so far, but sales have started to decline seriously over the last couple of years as Nissan has it basically done nothing to the car. They've done very, very little. At its launch, it was really ahead of its time, but it's been overtaken in sales here in Australia by many of its EV peers, including the Tesla Model 3, the MG ZS EV, Hyundai Kona, and a litany of others over the next few years. I mean, they're going to do nothing with it over the next 3 years, so it's going to become basically an irrelevant footnote in electric vehicle history within, I think, a matter of months, to be honest. So what exactly is Nissan doing? Well, in November of 2021, Nissan announced as part of its Ambition 2030 vision that it's aiming to bring 23 electric car models, including 15 new EVs, to market by 2030. Over the next 5 years, they'll introduce 20 new models with electric e-power powertrains. By that time, it wants to have an electrification mix of more than 50% globally across both the Nissan and Infiniti brands. Nissan is basically saying to the market, yeah, we don't think you want this car, so we're going to do nothing to it. We're actually going to focus on bringing out new models, which are going to be probably mid-size SUVs, small SUVs, crossovers, those kinds of vehicles, which is what Nissan thinks the market wants. I actually think the market in the US, in Australia, in many countries wants the Nissan Leaf, but it wants a version of this car that is not only decent value for money or fair value for money, but that has modern batteries or just thermal management or just, in some way a vehicle that's competitive with its peers, and it's in no way competitive with its peers. None at all right now. It's just not. That's a fact. Personally, I think it's sad to see such an early and successful electric vehicle left on the back burner and just kind of ignored by Nissan. And it's the same thing that BMW did with the i3. BMW just left the i3 alone. They charged a lot of money for it. Competitors started coming out which were better, that cost a lot less. And the BMW just said, well, clearly no one wants electric cars because we're not selling many i3s. You have to wonder, are Nissan saying similar things internally? I don't know. But this EV here has remained pretty much the same now for many years. And it hasn't had any updates to its batteries, motors, or range now for a long time. Plus, the decision to stick with using CHAdeMO for its charging port is a clear giveaway that Nissan doesn't see a future with a Leaf in its lineup, period. I think though right now you can probably find a good one used for a good price because they haven't kept their resale value very well. Now, Brian McKelvey said on the Electric that he thinks Nissan is counting on uneducated consumers who are just discovering electric vehicles to be the primary purchasers of this car. Sticking with CHAdeMO is inexcusable, he says. Electric could do a public service and come up with a ranking of recommended EVs, poor EVs, and a warning category. Make it clear that anyone thinking of buying an EV in the warning category needs to do their homework and really understand what they're buying. That's a good point. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that on this channel. What do you think? Should I do a recommended EVs, my top 10 EVs? Would that be something you guys are interested in? Let me know in the comment section below if you're interested. Other than that, have a great day. See you again on the next one. Bye-bye.